Welcome back to your favorite show,
Firefly?
Spark Gaming Essentials.
It's never Firefly. Well, new games are coming out and you need to know about them, so we are here to help.
But before we get started, Julian, what time is it?
It's like... I can't read an analog clock, I don't know.
It's Morphin time! Yes! I'm talking about Power Rangers, and 5-year-old Janessa is really excited right now. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid was released digitally in 2019 and is a fighting game that features some of your favorite Power Rangers characters and villains. The original game was praised for its fighting system and tag team battle style, but did receive mixed reviews due to the lack of characters and content at release. But now, in this physical release, they've added a bunch of content right into the package. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid Super Edition includes all of the content from the original Collector's Edition, all 3 season passes, and the brand new Street Fighter pack. That's right, Ryu and Chun-Li have joined the team as the Crimson Hawk Ranger and the Blue Phoenix Ranger. And hey, they look like they fit right in. This means you'll be getting 23 characters to pit against each other in 3v3 battles across 9 different arenas, from Zordon's training room to the command center from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You can play with friends locally in Versus mode or play online in ranked, casual, direct, or lobby matches. Plus, it has crossplay between all systems. If you're interested in the fighting scene and you're thinking about checking out this game, you might want to know that professional competitors Shady K and Clockwork were brought in as gameplay designers on this title. This game is often compared to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, just with simpler controls and more grounded fighting. So, if you enjoyed that game, you should check out Power Rangers Battle for the Grid Super Edition when it releases on August 10th for Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
Just when you thought you escaped the clutches of the underworld, the physical release of Hades is here to pull you back in again. This roguelite, developed by Supergiant Games, hit like a bolt of Zeus's lightning when it first released on PC, Mac, and the Nintendo Switch in September of last year, and it took home over 50 Game of the Year awards. Why was this game crowned with so many laurel wreaths? Maybe it was the fast-paced combat that kept players on their toes as they dueled mythical Greek monsters with their choice of legendary weapon and special abilities granted by the gods of Olympus. Or maybe it was the way the roguelite gameplay elements and the story fit together so ingeniously, with our hero Zagreus begrudgingly returning to the palace of his father Lord Hades after each death, only to attempt another escape of the underworld's ever-shifting maze. Or maybe it was the hand-painted art style. That certainly didn't hurt, as the Greek gods, goddesses, and heroes had the internet thirsty enough to drink from the river Styx. Add in the exquisite voice acting and whew, I did not know Asphodel could get any hotter. People who picked up this game simply could not set it down. Like Persephone with pomegranate seeds, one more run was always just too tempting. But the task is not Sisyphean, as you can plan your runs to maximize Zagreus' upgrades before attempting his great escape. Now at last, Sony and Microsoft console gamers can see why this game was raising, heck. And as a bonus, the physical editions come with a 32-page art booklet featuring the characters that would make even Narcissus turn and stare. Hades arrives on the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and PS4 on August 13th.
Nothing signals the end of summer quite like some Sunday night football. And every August, gamers get a head start to the season with the release of the newest Madden NFL. So I hope you're ready for some football. Both Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes grace this year's cover together, and it's kind of a big deal because the franchise hasn't seen a duo cover in more than a decade, and both of these stars have been on a cover before. This year's edition will of course bring an updated roster of players to the game, but also a lot of new features and improvements. A main focus across all of the game modes is improving the game day atmosphere and replicating the unique thrill of being at the stadium. Different home field advantages have been added to each city and team that will help or hurt your game when triggered. For example, teams playing against the Denver Broncos will experience less stamina as they struggle to catch their breath in the Mile High City. Or when playing against Dub Bears, the Windy City could make kicking a field goal even more difficult. The career mode, Face of the Franchise United We Rise, adds new linebacker classes, Hawk and Infiltrator. And in franchise mode, customize your coaching team with a new RPG-style talent tree by spending staff points, which you'll get by completing weekly challenges. If you or a loved one are a football fan, don't drop the ball on picking up this game. Madden NFL kicks off on August 20th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and Xbox One.
And finally, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is unsheathed this month to give fans of the game a larger slice of samurai life. As the name suggests, it takes place on Tsushima, an island smack dab between the Japanese main island of Kyushu and the Korean peninsula. The island is, by all accounts, a lovely place to be, unless you happen to be there when the Mongols invaded in 1274. Unfortunately, for our protagonist Jin Sakai, that's exactly when he's there, and he and his fellow samurai are crushed by Kublai Khan's forces. Sakai is left as the island's lone defender, and he must abandon his rigid samurai code if he hopes to defeat the marauding Mongols. The game's seemingly simple hack-and-slash combat gets deeper as Sakai learns new stances he can use to counter the many kinds of weapons his enemies wield, until duels in the late stage feel like an elegant dance of steel. Players can even open combat in iconic samurai fashion with a tense standoff. Striking with perfect timing will see Sakai draw his katana and slice through his opponent with one smooth motion, sending them to the ground with a death worthy of any Akira Kurosawa film. Because of the gorgeous island, the satisfying combat, and the well-told story, the game was a critical darling when it released in July of last year. Now, the director's cut adds another island closer to Kyushu, Iki, where a new Mongol threat awaits Sakai, along with buried secrets of his family's past. The PlayStation 5 edition also features enhanced visuals and audio, haptic feedback for the DualSense controller, and lip sync for the Japanese voiceover if you want to turn on the included black and white filter and really get the full Kurosawa experience. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is out for the PlayStation 5 and PS4 August 20th.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of Spark, but there are always more games on the way.
And as long as that's true, we'll be here to give you a glimpse of what's coming, while our guest advisors can always answer more in-depth questions that you might have. I'm Julian.
And I'm Janessa. Thanks for watching.